In the year of 2022, CTGP Revolution has had 7 track updates, adding 35 brand new tracks and major updates to the pack. And in this video, I'm gonna rank all of them. Note that minor updates / bug fixes are not included in this video. The ranking is mostly based on simply how much fun I have playing the tracks. It's important to say, however, that despite me not liking some of the tracks that were added this year, I very much respect the hard work that the CT creators put into their tracks. It's truly awesome to have such a massive and active modding community for my favorite game of all time. Also, one last thing before starting with the ranking, each track will get a score between 0 and 10. This will hopefully make it a bit easier to understand how much I actually like certain tracks. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the ranking. At number 35, we have Sunset Ridge, created by Vulcanus2, Big Auto 2, and ZPL, currently in version 1.21. I kind of feel bad for placing this in last, because ZPL is normally one of my favorite custom track creators of all time, but man, this track sucks. Yes, this remake does improve the old version by quite a bit, it looks a lot cleaner visually, but I just do not like how this track drives, and it's also way too long. It should most definitely be removed from CTGP in my opinion. At number 34, we have Lost Fortress, created by Megacard69, currently in version 4.1. Despite the CTGP website not saying it, this is technically a major update, so it deserves to be included in the ranking. However, I've never really liked this track, and even the larger changes to the track layout don't really fix that. It's definitely much better than before, especially the section before the rails is much better now, and the addition of the walls makes it a bit less confusing to newer players. However, I still think that this is by far Megacard69's worst track in CTGP, and it definitely deserves to be removed in my opinion. At number 33, we have GBA Sky Garden, created by TZ, currently in version 1.0. While this is a fine remake of Sky Garden, I personally have never liked the track. I think that it's probably the most overrated track in Mario Kart Super Circuit, and people probably just like it because of its music. I also find the Mario Kart 8 version of Sky Garden to be much more interesting, so I would definitely like to see, for example, Lucas' remake of the track getting added at some point. At number 32, we have Candy Coaster, created by Spike Kid, currently in version 3.12. This is a really good update. It definitely fixes most of the old version's problems. However, I still don't really like Candy Coaster that much driving wise. I especially don't like the ramp after the cannon, it feels really weird. And it's overall just not a track that really interests me that much. At number 31, we have SNES Bowser Castle 3, created by ZPL, currently in version 1.2. This is a pretty great remake, it looks great visually and drives very well. I'd say that Dot's version of the track is a bit better than this one, but this one's still pretty good. However, it's a SNES track and actually one of the best SNES tracks, so that just proves that SNES tracks can pretty much never place high. At number 30, we have GCN Dry Dry Desert, created by ZPL, currently in version 1.3. This remake is absolutely awesome, it looks great visually and drives very well. By this point already, we're getting to the tracks that I really like. That just proves how amazing this year was for CTGP. The reason why this one places lower than the upcoming tracks is simply because it's not really the most interesting track, but it's still really good. At number 29, we have N64 Rainbow Road, created by CP Fusion, currently in version 1.2.1. I'm so happy that A, this remake was finally added, and B, it's no longer a hidden track. I really dislike the old version of the track. This new version, however, is really good. It looks great visually, has some new shortcuts, and drives very well. I would also say that 2 laps fit perfectly on this track, so I would actually say this is better than both the Mario Kart 64 and the Mario Kart 8 version. At number 28, we have DS Cheep Cheep Beach, created by Square Turnbolt, currently in version 2.1. This is simply another amazing remake of a rather simple track. I really love the nighttime theme, especially the skybox looks really nice, and as expected with Square Turnbolt, it's of course really fun to drive. It's so much better than the old version of the track. At number 27, we have GCN Bowser's Castle, created by TOC, currently in version 1.5c. This is a fine port, it drives very well and looks clean visually. There was a problem with the firewheel at the end, but that already got fixed, so most of my complaints with the track have been fixed by this point. At number 26, we have Hell Pyramid, created by Spike Kid, currently in version 2.31. I've never really been that interested into Hell Pyramid, but I'd say this is a pretty nice update. The visuals are a lot better and the driving is also much smoother and there's way less slow ramps. However, it's just not a track that gets me very excited when playing it, so it doesn't really get to place any higher than this. At number 25, we have Coin Heaven, created by Taco Josh, currently in version 2.2. This update improves the old version of the track by a lot, it adds a lot of new shortcuts and the visuals are even cleaner than before. However, I feel like this track doesn't really catch my attention that much. Maybe it's because it's so short, maybe it's because I just simply prefer the other tracks by Taco Josh, who knows. It's still a great great track though, and it definitely deserves to stay in CTGP. At number 24, we have GBA Boo Lake, created by Slime Server, currently in version 2.3. This track simply shows how much potential there is with GBA remakes. Despite Boo Lake being one of the least interesting tracks in Mario Kart Super Circuit, this remake really makes it very interesting. It adds a lot of gameplay changes and even the visuals change up on a Super Circuit track. I really hope that more of these Mario Kart 8 style Super Circuit remakes get added in the future. At number 23, we have GBA Ribbon Road, created by Gabriella, currently in version 2.3R. This is another great Super Circuit remake, which is based of course on the Mario Kart 8 version of the track, which is just awesome. But not only that, it also adds some own ideas into the track. The ending section has been improved so it drives a lot better in Mario Kart Wii, and there's even a really cool shortcut with a baby booster that opens its roof as the race progresses, which makes the shortcut inaccessible on lap 3. By now it's getting like impossible to rank the tracks because they're all so awesome. At number 22, we have Bowser Jr.'s Ford, created by Vulcanus2 and Mr. Fluffy, currently in version 1.2. Mr. Fluffy remade this track very well. It's quite fun to drive and the visuals are great. I wouldn't really say that I like the original design that much, but this remake truly improves it by a lot, as we can expect with Mr. Fluffy. At number 21, we have N64 Yoshi Valley, created by ZPL, currently in version 1.4. This remake is simply awesome. It's based mostly on the Mario Kart 8 version, which is great since it's much better than the Mario Kart 64 version, but it also, for example, keeps the Shroomless shortcut and makes it quite a lot more difficult, which I think is a really cool concept. The visuals are great as well. At number 20, we have GBA Broken Pier, created by XBlue98, currently in version 1.04.6.CTGP. I'm not kidding, that's the actual version. That aside, this remake is absolutely insane. The visuals alone are absolutely insane, but the gameplay itself has also been improved by so much compared to the old version. There's a lot of split pathways and shortcuts, and I really love the concept of those hidden bridges. If Broken Pier had a more interesting track design, then this might as well place at number 1. At number 19, we have Royal Rainbow, created by Brawlboxgaming, currently in version 2.4. We have finally arrived to our first brand new CT. There's actually only 8 brand new CTs that have been added this year, which I find pretty shocking. Anyways, now onto this track. I really like it. The visuals are awesome and I really love how literally everything changes colors. The track overall drives pretty well, especially the start is great. However, I feel like the track progressively gets less interesting towards the end. That does not prevent it from being a really good track though. At number 18, we have N.I.S.W.O.E Desert, created by Mario Kart DS, currently in version 1.3. This track definitely wins the award for the dumbest track name of the year. But that aside, it's a pretty good update of the old version of the track. The visuals overall work and the track drives well enough. Though I wouldn't really say that it's really the most memorable track out there, it's still a great one. At number 17, we have Kamek's Library, created by Yugotown 35000 VR and Mystery99, currently in version 2.1.4. This is overall a great track. The visuals are absolutely amazing. I love them so much, and it also drives pretty well. Something about the track feels a little forgettable though, and I'm not really sure what it is. At number 16, we have Skyline Avenue, created by SpikeKid, currently in version 2.1. This update is great. I already liked the track before the update, but this update improves it even more. The visuals are really nice and it drives very well. I'd say my only minor complaint about this track is that it kind of lacks in shortcuts. At number 15, we have Sandstone Cliffs, created by Citrus, currently in version 1.3.3. While I would say that this is one of Citrus's weaker tracks, it's still really amazing. The visuals are absolutely stunning and it drives very well. However, I'd say that the start is not really that interesting, which I find very strange since normally the opposite is the case. But whatever, it's still an amazing custom track and still very fun to drive, definitely. At number 14, we have Alpine Skyway, created by XBlue98 and Luca, currently in version 1.5.1. Luca remade this track quite well. The visuals are nice and it drives pretty well. I don't like the cloud section way too much, but it's not really bad either. I would say this is overall just a pretty damn good CT. At number 13, we have Bowser's Termination Station, created by Square Turnbolt, TL and Bugsy, currently in version 1.2. This track is quite insane. The visuals are stunning and it drives pretty dang well. However, I would say that 2-lap tracks only work really well when the track design is actually insane, like on Glimmer Express trains or Sahara Hideout. Now, while yes, this track is fun to drive, I wouldn't really say the track design is that insane, and I feel like there could be some more shortcuts. But overall, it's still an amazing track. At number 12, we have Rosalina Snow World, created by Square Turnbolt, currently in version 1.2. This remake is absolutely insane. I have liked Rosalina Snow World before, but now I actually love it. The visuals here are absolutely beautiful and it drives insanely well, so much better than the old version. I especially love the fact that the ending is no longer Slippery Road. That's just so much better than before. At number 11, we have GCN Dino Jungle, created by Tok, currently in version 1.3. This is simply an amazing port. The visuals are great and it drives insanely well. Dino Jungle is also my favorite track in Mario Kart Double Dash. I'm so happy that we finally have every single GCN track in CT CTGP. It's truly great. Entering the top 10, we have Northern Heights, created by Love Life and T-Pose 024, currently in version 2.3.1. This track is simply just amazing. The visuals are great and it drives super well. There's also some really cool gap jump shortcuts. This is simply just a great addition into CTGP. At number 9, we have DS Rainbow Road, created by ZPL, currently in version 1.4. This remake is simply insane. It looks beautiful visually and it's so fast paced, it's actually crazy. Yes, the loop is gone, which kind of sucks, but there's nothing you can do about it. And I mean, this track definitely makes up for it by adding some new shortcuts and making the now non-loop sections pretty cool. I would actually argue that this is even better than the original version of the track, despite not having the loop. At number 8, we have Ice Cream Fortress, created by Citrus, currently in version 1.2. This track is simply amazing. The visuals are so beautiful. I especially love the way the castle looks. It's so insanely detailed. Every single section of the track also drives very well. It's overall just an absolute banger. At number 7, we have Amanita Abyss, created by Brawlboxgaming and Square Turnbolt, currently in version 1.1.1. It's a great track. The visuals are absolutely beautiful. I especially love the cave section. It also drives really well, and the shortcuts and split pathways on this track are really interesting. At number 6, we have Obstagoon's Palace, created by SpyKid, currently in version 1.04. Man, SpyKid's track quality has been going insane for the last 2 years. This is definitely one of his very best tracks. It drives super well and the visuals are awesome. I also love how the Pokemon on the track has Funky Kong animations. I don't know if it makes sense because I've never played Pokemon, but it looks funny, so I can't really complain. At number 5, we have Disco Fever, created by XB98, currently in version 3.3.CGP2. I'm so happy that this track is back. This track was so iconic, and I mean, it still is. And there's good reason for it. This track is simply just crazy. I mean, just look at these Koopas dancing. It's so cool. The visuals are awesome as well, and it drives insanely well. This will forever remain an absolute icon. At number 4, we have Mystic Tangle, created by ZPL, currently in version 1.1. This is by far ZPL's best original design track. It's very fun to drive, the track design is very interesting, and the visuals are absolutely insane. I would argue that this is the best looking track of all time. There's also some great shortcuts. Man, this track really has it all. At number 3, we have Musical Motorway, created by Atlas, currently in version 2.1.CGP. This port is literally perfect, and it adds so many custom effects which I just love. Driving wise, it's on top, and the visuals are just beautiful. And everything on top of this being, of course, one of Mario Kart 7's very best tracks. It's just amazing to finally have this track in CGP. At number 2, we have DK Ruins, created by ZPL, currently in version 2.11 fix. If you've watched my ranking on all the custom retro remakes in Mario Kart Wii, then you know that this custom retro remake plays at number 1, aside of course some of the Mario Kart Wii tracks. DK Jungle has always been one of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart 7, and ZPL ported this track simply perfectly. The visuals are stunning and the track drives insanely well. This is definitely ZPL's best creation to date. So before we get into the number 1 spot, let's talk about something else, because it is time for the 5 worst removals of the year. This award will be given to the 5 tracks of the year that I feel like deserve to be removed from CGP the least. So, the worst removal award of 2022 goes to Sarasa Kingdom, Sinister Vault, Athletic Raceway, Heart of China, and Pinewood Path. And also, since I haven't done this last year, I'm also gonna do the worst removal award for 2021. And the worst removal award 2021 goes to Warriors Shipwreck, Cool Castle Canyon, Secluded Island, Saltwater Lake, and Water Village. But yeah, with that being said, let's now get to find out what the number 1 spot is. Alright, so finally, at the number 1 spot, pretty much by a long shot, we have Banished Keep, created by Metabus, currently in version 1.4.1.1.1. Version name aside, this track is just perfect. The entire track is insanely fun to drive, the visuals are beautiful, and there's shortcuts and split pathways literally everywhere. And every single one of the shortcuts is really fun to take as well. Every single section of the track feels extremely interesting, and yeah, this one definitely deserves to place at number 1 for this year. Is this the best custom track of all time? I wouldn't say so, but it gets really close. It's currently my 3rd favorite track in all of CGP, only behind Glimmer Express Trains and Sahara Hideout. Metabus really just did an outstanding job with this track. Huge props for that. And yeah, with that, we're basically done with this ranking. Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. What is your favorite track of the year? And what's your least favorite? I would love to hear your opinions on that. If you enjoyed this video, then I would very much appreciate a like and a sub. It only takes a few seconds and it really helps my channel out so much. Also, of course, be sure to join that Discord server to not miss out on anything additional. If you want to see what my favorite tracks of 2021 are, then be sure to check out this video right here. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a very much wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, enjoy Wario on drugs.